Greetings to all Ambazonians. This is King H, the radical Pan-African activist from Ambazonia, aka Ambas Bay, the 56th nation of the African Union. The African Union has no right but to accept Ambazonia as the 56th nation. We must have our independence, whether Cameroon likes it or not. We must become an independent sovereign state and the 56th nation of the African Union. There are two things I want to talk about today, Ambazonians. And if you like what you're listening to, like and share Ambazonians from Ambas Bay. You see, we've had this war going on now for 6 years now. The war between La République du Cameroon and Amazonia. And for some reason, this so-called honor Joshua Osih of the opposition Social Democratic Front, SDF, has pressed the government of Cameroon to give MPs a chance to discuss the Anglophone crisis in Parliament. So for almost 6 years that Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians, have been fighting war against the government of La République du Cameroon, the discussion of the Anglophone crisis has not been granted in the discussion of the government of La République. MPs are begging for the government to have a discussion about the Anglophone crisis. In other words, the lives of those killed inside Southern Cameroon, the people who are being murdered every day by the military of La République Cameroon and some other groups who are anti-Southern Cameroon or anti-Ambazonia. The government of La République don't care about the people who are dying. They don't give a shit. So we are dying for nothing. If you think we're dying for nothing, then La République will continue to kill those unfortunate souls. But if you think we're not dying for nothing, if we're dying for our statehood, for our nation, for our sovereignty, for our nation as Ambazonians, as free people, as God-ordained people. If you believe you are dying for a cause, Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians, then we should continue fighting for this cause. We should continue fighting to have an independent sovereign nation. And whether La République discuss Anglophone crisis or not does not matter, because we will achieve our goal, we will achieve our purpose, we will achieve what we want to accomplish, which is an independent sovereign nation known as Ambazonia, the 56th nation in the African Union, which will be part of ECOWAS, not part of the Central Africa group or whatever that is not doing shit. SAMAC. Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia will be part of ECOWAS and will help establish ECOWAS to the height that it needs to be in Africa and in the world. We can do that if we achieve our goal by becoming an independent nation known as Ambazonia. So the people who are dying inside Southern Cameroon are not dying in vain. The government of La République may not want to discuss the Anglophone crisis with their MPs. Does not matter to Southern Cameroonians. It doesn't matter to Ambazonians, because we are not part of La République du Cameroon. They are not supposed to discuss issues of other nations. But Ambazonians, so-called Anglophone Cameroonians, the fact is, French Cameroon government does not give a fuck about your life. That they don't even want to discuss issues of you dying inside Ambazonia of you dying inside southern Cameroon, of you dying inside the two regions they call Southwest and Northwest. They don't care about your life. That's why MPs have to beg the government to allow the discussion of the Anglophone crisis. That's how insignificant, that's how your humanity is valueless to French Cameroonians, to the citizens of French Cameroonians, to the government of French Cameroonians. Your humanity is valueless. So-called Anglophone Cameroonians, your humanity is valueless to French Cameroon government, to the French Cameroonian citizens. They want to see you die. But if you are dying for a cause that you believe in, then you are dying for something. If you're fighting for a cause that you believe in, then you're fighting for something. But if the nation that you're supposed to be part of does not even give a damn about your own humanity as a person, then you're literally dying for nothing. So Southern Cameroonians, we need a nation that care about our humanity, that care about our livelihood, that care about our survival. And in order for us to achieve that, we must have our own independent nation known as Ambazonia. With that said, I want to say another thing. What the hell is going on with FACO military men and women that for almost 2 years, you can't stop this so-called Monja? This guy is going around killing Southern Cameroonians and inside FACO County. And the military forces that are supposed to be fighting for liberation of Southern Cameroon, of liberation of Ambazonia, cannot stop one person. How can you fight for an independent nation when you can't stop one person in your own county? What's going on with FACO County? Do you have balls or don't you have balls? The men who are fighting in FACO County, don't you have balls to fight against this so-called Monja and take him out? Or somebody has to tell you that you have to do that. If you're fighting for an independent nation, then it's your right as members of the FACO military to think and act for the interests of FACO without somebody telling you to act for the interests of FACO. If FACO cannot take out one Monja, then you think you can actually achieve independence in FACO County? Do you think you have the voice, the ability, the opportunity to have a nation of your own? If you cannot stop one Monja in FACO County, this guy is going on a killing spree for the government of the Republic of Cameroon. The government of the Republic of Cameroon allow him because the government of the Republic of Cameroon do not care about the humanity of Anglophone Cameroonians in FACO County and across all the counties in Ambazonia. So it's up for Ambazonians to fight for an independent nation, free from the forces of the Republic, free from French Cameroon, free from France. Many French African nations want freedom from France. Some are fighting to actually achieve that. But for some reason, French Cameroonians don't think they have to. For some reason, they think they just have to be part of France, as if that is something of significance, as if that is something of importance. France doesn't matter in the global geopolitics. So being with France under the Francophone community doesn't matter. It's time for all French African nations to kick France completely out of Africa, because France is catching hell in France. The people in France are fighting their government. They are protesting against their government, but the French Cameroonians who don't have much can even protest against their own government. But two regions, which they call the two cubes of sugar, are fighting to have a nation of their own. That takes balls, that takes guts. And us Southern Cameroons, us Ambazonians, must be liberated. This is King Ejo. The next time.